Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Dailey coming on for the reading lesson. Today we were going to do a literary experience. So we're going to listen to the story, You Can't Buy a Dinosaur with a Dime. And then we are going to do some comprehension activities. So we're going to answer some questions with what we think about the story and what we think we might want to do compared to in the story. And then we'll find some details and some story elements, okay? So let's jump on in. Miss Daly is going to share her screen. And remember, good listeners have their ears open, their mouths are closed, and their eyes are going to be on the story, right? Instead of Miss Daly reading today, we are going to listen to this story because I didn't have this story at home, but I really like it. So I think you guys would like it too. So let's get started, and I will pause it while we're reading to go over some details, okay?
You Can't Buy a Dinosaur with a Dime by Harriet Ziefert. Clink, clink, clinkety clink. Money in the bank makes your brain thinkety think. I have 10 quarters, 7 dimes, and 6 nickels. Pete has $3.50.
It's a lot of money, right? A lot of coins to make $3.50. And the last part that she didn't read said, how much money do you have? So you can see down here in this bubble, it says, how much money do you have? So I want you to think about in your piggy bank at home, do you know how much money you have saved up? If you have any. Miss Daly doesn't have any money in her piggy bank because she spends her money every time she gets it, so it's okay if you don't either. But I was just wondering if you could think about how much money you have in your piggy bank. While we're paused, let's think about our character. We have a character here. Have we learned his name yet? Not yet, right? But he's a little boy, and it looks like he's maybe at a table, like maybe at his house in his kitchen, maybe, or he could even maybe be at school. So let's keep reading and see what happens.
50 cents. Pete has nickels, quarters, dimes. He'd like to buy a toy. If he can pay for what he wants, he'll be a happy boy. Mom says, Pete, the money's yours to spend at Harry's store. If you choose to spend it all, then you'll have to save some more.
All right, so we're in Pete's bedroom, right? That's our setting. We're in his bedroom, and Pete is our character. We found out his name, and then we met Mom. And what's happening so far? It looks like if you look on the wall, do you see all these pictures? What do you think his favorite thing is if you look at all the pictures in his room? Yeah, it kind of looks like he likes dinosaurs, right? And he's telling his mom, I really want to spend my money at Harry's store. And Mom's like, well, if you spend it all, you might not have any more, right? So he says to Mom in this little bubble here, I just counted my money and I have $3.50. So now he wants to see if he can buy the toy. So let's see what happens next.
Pete says, I counted my money. I have $3.50. Pete finds a scary dinosaur, as green as sour pickles. He wonders how much it will cost in quarters, dimes, and nickels. The lady says that will be $3 plus 20 cents tax. He had $3.50 minus 3.
So she's showing us the math for that problem, but we're going to go back and look at the story. So he's at the store, and it says he lines his quarters up and then adds his 7 dimes.
He says that will be
unsure of the total sum. So he counts it 2 more times. So he's at Harry's store and he sees this giant dinosaur that looks like a sour pickle. And he says, that's what I want. I want that toy. So now he needs to count and see if he has enough coins. Now remember, he said that he had how much money at home? $3.50. And now she's telling him it's $3.20 to buy that toy. Does he have enough money? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Yeah, he does, right? So let's look and see what happens. Move on.
Pete's bank is almost empty now. He puts it on a shelf. He has a brand new dinosaur and 30 cents of total wealth.
So he took his money to the store and he got this brand new dinosaur toy and he still has money left over. That's pretty awesome.
Pete holds Tyrannosaurus Rex. He names him Ugly Jack. Then he reads a comic book, If the Dinosaurs Came Back.
He's really liking the
The name
dinosaurs.
of
He's
his
all
book.
about it.
At dinner, Pete is looking sad. He wishes for more money. Though he likes his dinosaur, an empty bank feels funny. You'll get $2, says his dad, if you clean the yard. Then you can start to save again. The work is not too hard.
All right, so he's really excited about his dinosaur, but let's look at his face. How is he feeling now? He's kind of sad, right? Because his piggy bank is open, or it's not open, it's empty, right? He only has 30 cents left, and Dad's like, that's all right. You can work in the yard and I'll pay you more money. And we know from our unit this month that when you work, you get to earn more money to save up, right? So we have a new character in our story now. We have Pete and his mom and dad, and now they're in the kitchen. So his setting in the story is just moving all around. First he's in the bedroom, then he goes to the store, now he's in the kitchen. Let's see what happens next.
Pete carries out old papers and sweeps the dirty floor. He sorts through the recycling and puts it by the door.
So he's doing all this work, right? He says, I need to earn more money. I need to get more money to put in my piggy bank because I don't like how my belly feels when my piggy bank's empty. It makes me kind of nervous. So he carries all these old papers out. He sweeps the floor. He's sorting things into the recycling bin. So these are all different tasks that we talked about in the past that you could work and do to earn money. So let's see what happens.
Recycling and puts it by the door. Here are 8 new quarters, his dad says with a smile. Pete is glad to get them. He'll save them for a while. Here's $2.
So he got $2 all in quarters. So $2 in quarters means he has this many quarters. This many. It's hard to see my fingers. 8 quarters, right? Because we know that 4 quarters makes $1. 25, 50, 75, $1. So he got $2, which means he has 8 new quarters to put in his piggy bank. So look at his face. How's he feeling now? Yeah, he's much better, right? He's very happy.
$2 all in quarters, says his dad. Pete has 30 cents left over.
So they're
Then he
going to add up
makes
how much money he
$2.
has now, but we're going to skip to the
I
story.
have lots of change. Here's your allowance for the week. 5. When Pete gets his allowance, he puts it in his bank. I have lots of change. Here's your allowance.
So he got back to the store. We got back to the story, and he says, now I have lots of change in my piggy bank. And his mom's like, here's your allowance. She gave him 5 dimes and 5 nickels. So he put them in his piggy bank. And now his piggy bank is clink, 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 right? So down here on this paper where my arrow is, you can see that he's adding up how much money he has. So he got 75 cents from his mom in his allowance, and he got $2 from his dad for cleaning up, and then he already had 30 cents. So now he's all the way back to $3.05 just from doing all those things to help his mom and dad. That's pretty awesome.
For the week. 5 dimes, 5 nickels, clickety clinkety clank. Lucky Pete, he finds a dime on his way to school.
Look at that, he found a dime. Oh my goodness. I bet he's going to take it and put it in his piggy bank to keep.
He sells 6 baseball cards to Kate, who thinks the cards are cool. I'll give you 5 cents for each.
He has $3.05.
So we're going to skip the math.
He
part
sells
and go back
6
to the
baseball
story.
People Pete puts the money in his bank. 6 nickels and a dime. 40 cents goes through the slots, 1 coin at a time.
All right, so now he sold his baseball cards and got some more coins, and you can see he has this paper here where he's keeping track of how much money he has, and his piggy bank is getting fuller and fuller. So what do you think he's going to do now that he has this money? What's your prediction? What's he going to do? Yeah, maybe he'll go back to the store, right, and get something else. Let's see what Dad says.
Pete hears the car keys jingling. Dad's walking out the door. I'd like to come along, Pete says, to shop at Harry's store.
So you guys are right. He's going to
Can
go
you
back
count
to the
out coins
store.
equal to the amount of money Pete has? The store is full of pretty things, all lined up row by row. But Pete is after dinosaurs and knows just where to go.
He just
A
wants the
small dino
dinosaurs.
costs $2. A triceratops is $3. Pete says the little dinosaur is better for me.
So Pete has to make a decision now because one of the dinosaurs only costs $2 and the other one costs $3. We know that Pete's belly gets a little upset when he loses all of his money in his bank. So he has to decide if he wants to spend his money on the bigger toy or if he wants to get a smaller toy so he can save some of his money. So let's see what he decides.
Pete makes a tough decision. Dad's waiting at the door. He chooses Stegosaurus and won't spend any more. That would be $2 plus 15 cents tax. $3.45 minus $2.15
Skip the math part and finish our story.
equals Pete carries his own package. Dad says, let's get a snack. And you can bank your money as soon as we get back. Clink, clink, clinkety clink. Money in the bank makes your brain thinkety think.
So now he has another new toy and he still has money left over. He has $1.30 in his bank. That's pretty awesome when he still got that new toy, right? I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I'm sorry that we had to pause it a lot for the math, but let's go and decide some things about what you think now that we've read this. So we're going to talk about what kind of job you wish you had, because Pete did all sorts of jobs to earn money, right? He was raking, picking up trash, I think. He was organizing the recycling bin. He was throwing papers out. So if you could have a job, what would you want to do? So here's our choices on here. If you could have any job, what would you want to do? So would you want to walk dogs, feed pets, take out the trash, water some plants, rake the leaves, or sort recycling things? Which one of those jobs would you wish you could do to get money? That's awesome. If it were Miss Dailey, I would pick watering plants because I love to have my garden in the backyard and water my plants. I am. So what are you? Here's some different character traits, how a character acts. And I want you to think about yourself and what you know about yourself and what character trait do you think describes you? Are you caring, strong, happy, reliable? That means Miss Daly could count on you to get things done. Or helpful. Which one do you think you are? I know a lot of my students have all of those character traits, right? A lot of you are very caring and happy and help others, and Miss Daly can count on you to do the right thing. So any of those I think are good choices. I'm going to put happy because that's how I feel when I'm doing lessons with you guys. All right, and the last one says, I can work. So when do you think it would be a good time for you to work? Because it's important to think about what other things that you have to do. Like, for example, you have to go to school usually during the day. Right now we're doing school on the internet, but normally you have to go to school. So if you're at school, do you think you could do work when you're at school to help your parents? Probably not, right? But you could do it on the weekends or maybe on Saturdays. You could do it all summer or after school. So if you had to pick a time to work, which one would you pick? That's an awesome choice. This one here says anytime, and Miss Dailey is pretty much working all of the time. So I'm going to put that one there for anytime because I am available whenever you guys need me, right? So our last job for today, we're going to answer some questions about this story. So what was the story about? What happened in the story? Yeah, we had our character Pete, and he spent money. Pete spent and earned money. How's that sound to you guys? Yeah, that's what happened, right? So who were our characters in the story? We had three of them. We have our little boy, Pete, and then his mom and his dad. Great job. So Pete, mom, and dad. There was also a person who worked at the store, a store clerk, but we didn't really get her name, so we won't put her on there. What was the setting? Where did the story happen? There were quite a few different settings, right? So where did we start in the story? Yeah, we were in Pete's bedroom. Then we were where? At Harry's store. Good. Okay. We were in Pete's kitchen. Where else? In his backyard. And then he went back to the store, right? All right, so let's think about what happened in the story. What happened at the beginning of the story? Very good, yeah. Pete counted his money. And bought a new dinosaur, right? And let's think about a detail. What's something from the story? How about that dinosaur he got at the beginning? What did he say that looked like? Do you remember? Yeah, he said his dinosaur looked like a sour pickle, right? Was a great detail. I like that detail because it tells me exactly what to picture in my brain. If I think about a sour pickle, I know it's probably green, maybe with some bumps, right? It's a very good visual word to put that picture in my brain. All right, so after he bought the dinosaur, then what did he do? Yeah, he did some chores, right? Pete did some work to earn more money for his bank. And then how did our story end? What happened at the end of the story? Yeah, he made a hard choice, right? He chose to buy the toy that cost less money. Because he said, I don't like the feeling in my belly when my bank is empty. I like when it has money in it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that story today. Remember to keep reading and watching videos at home, and I will see you guys for our next lesson. Bye.